progress.
She says it so menacingly. Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, no, I have a say. You were talking about your construction right before the construction outside your window right before I hit record, and I have a similar situation outside. Um, with I'm right outside the pool here in Tampa, Florida.
Ooh.
Yes, ma'am.
But there's a lot of t-shirts in that pool.
There, there are a lot of t-shirts in that pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tampa seems like a real t-shirt town.
Yeah, they are not a big cardio group.
It's not even just that they're covering their excess. So, protect the skin. Keep you nice and
no, this is definitely the former.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
it sounds like there's a party going on out there, and I see two people. Like it's two people having fun for 5. And God bless them.
God bless them.
And yeah. Is that mic pointed at you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It looks like it's pointed like this way. Sorry.
No, it's pointed at me.
Okay, cool. Booyah. But yeah.
It's so tall. If I move it any closer to me, it's like in the shot.
I got you.
So I just like it to look like a Wayner's coming in from the side.
Yeah, or did you ever see the original Dolomite where the boom mic just keeps coming in?
I've never seen the original, but I saw the Eddie Murphy remake, which is good.
Oh, yeah. No, I doubt it would have been funny if in the remake they did keep doing this just to like
it could be
hold true to form. But yeah, no, we watched Dolomite when we were in like junior college, and I don't know, somehow I think it was like referenced in a rap song in the late 90s or something, and everyone's like, what's this movie? So it had like a slight resurgence. And it's an hilarious movie, and you can see why it was a cult classic. But yeah, it is very low budget, and the boom mic for sure just keeps coming into the shot, which is
that must be
always fun.
My generation had Pootie Tang.
Yeah, but Pootie Tang, still way more high budget. I think
yeah,
the guy that was Dolomite actually financed and filmed it and wrote it himself.
Right. The Eddie Murphy one is like about him making the movie.
Oh, it's not just a remake of the movie. I thought I should see that. I bet that's a really fun watch. Yeah,
it is good. I really liked it.
And it was a while ago, so I bet I can find that on the
pretty
Netflix.
Easy peasy, I betcha. Yeah.
Oh.
Called My Name is Dolomite.
Okay.
Looking, man, I really did a rush job on getting ready for this.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep well. I woke up at 2 and then couldn't go back to sleep until like 5 or 6.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was tough. And so that's why I was running late, is because I took a little nap ski.
And now, question, at what point, now did you eventually start watching television or playing video games? Yeah. At what point? I wasn't
playing video games because I don't want to like wake my brain up that much.
Oh, okay.
But because, you're really just kind of hoping that you'll just
go right back to sleep.
So I was just watching Veep. And then at 3:30, I was like, I'm taking something at this point.
Okay.
So
because the weed wasn't working.
Yeah. So I took something and that worked.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even drink last night. I don't know what happened.
Sometimes you just can't sleep for whatever reason.
Sometimes you can't sleep for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why I'm having coffee right now at 1:18 p.m. on a Saturday.
Oh, well, I've reached the age where I have to have an evening coffee if I want to be a person.
Oof.
Like if we're just going to hang out, I don't need an evening coffee. But if I need to like go do stuff, I definitely need another one.
Yeah. And you can go back to sleep after that? I can't. If I have coffee after like 3 p.m., it's like, good luck, bitch.
Well, I'm 1,000. So The
That's
body,
true.
the body is always trying to go to sleep at this point.
Fucking Rip Van Stinkle.
I was even thinking about that yesterday. Because I flew here to Tampa. One of those things where I landed at like 4:30, shows at 8, and did 2 shows. And up until recently, that was not a problem. Although I thought I bought a Starbucks, one of the glass ones at 7-Eleven, and I actually only bought the 7-Eleven one. So I'm kind of,
their brand of coffee.
they have a brand, they have like and it looks exactly like the Starbucks one, but it's just 7-Eleven. So it's probably like weak ass coffee. It probably
Are you talking about those like jars of Frappuccinos?
Yeah.
That's like a soda that has a little bit of coffee in it.
Yeah, but also there's not a coffee. I only drink them in dire situations.
Yeah,
like
I would hope so.
That is rarely the way I go with it.
I haven't had one of those since I had them like almost every morning before school when I was 14.
Yeah. And they're pretty, the Starbucks ones are, I will say, are fairly potent.
Man, they are, it tastes like milk, sugar milk with a little bit of coffee in there.
Yeah. No, it's definitely,
I don't know what else they put in there.
They're like, you don't want coffee, but you're tired of Red Bull. Well, come on down to Frappuccino Town.
Yeah, at that point, I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm just going sugar-free Red Bull. If that's my choice.
I can't do energy drinks. It just seems like a giant. Every time I've done them, I'm like, oh, this is what methamphetamines feels like. Like coffee feels like a natural.
Great.
Coffee feels like, and I know some people disagree with me, but coffee feels like a natural like buzz for me. And every time
you've been drinking it every day for decades.
Well, I mean, even from the beginning, I was like, it just felt like I got a jolt of energy. And with with energy drinks, it just felt like I was on something.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great.
Well, anyway, welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's the 1 millionth podcast. I'm Chris Porter.
I'm Chris Porter.
Nope. One more time. I'm Chris Porter.
I'm Chris Porter.
Son of a bitch. All right. We're siblings, and one of us is a dumb shit. Just kidding.
It's Chris Porter.
Son of a bitch.
That's a callback from when I was saying your name a bunch earlier.
When were you saying my name a whole bunch earlier?
Like 2 seconds ago when I kept saying I'm Chris Porter.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought you were saying that bit was a callback.
Oh, no. It was a very, very soon after callback. It was an immediate callback.
That's usually a tag. If there's not a joke in between, it can't be a callback when you're still doing the same bit.
You did the welcome back in between. It totally was.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. In your face.
Oh, hey, man. Mama. How is the Auto Man? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Good. He's just sitting over in my... Come here. Come here. He doesn't like it when I do that. Otto, come here, Bubba.
He's like, I've told you a million times I don't want to be on the pod.
Come here.
Yeah. It's like, Mom. There he is. Oh, he's all shorn. Look at him.
He got shorn like a month ago.
I know. You sent us pictures, but I forget. In my brain, he's always fluffy Otto.
He's happy boy.
Look at him.
What are you doing? Thank you. Here, let's put you up there. You can be our little mascot.
So the other night, he kept pulling. You sent us pictures. He just kept pulling his bed into the living room.
Yeah, he would just like pull it a little further and further into the living room while I was sitting on the couch. I'm like, what are you doing? Because usually I usually keep it like around the corner in my bedroom, like just on the other side of the entryway. So that like when I'm in the living room, I can't see him, but he likes to have his privacy.
For sure.
So
it's a very private dog, the Otto.
He is a very private dog. Auto Man, PI. He just kept like scooting it out into the living room. He can't do it now because he's all perched up there like a little saint.
Yeah. Maybe you snore. And he was just like,
oh, I know I snore.
Tonight I'm going to be out here.
Yeah, he was like, see you later. The other night I was streaming on Twitch. You can follow me at Bovine Joni.
That's Joanie.
Yes, Bovine Joni. And I was streaming the new Zelda game and I had these headphones in and I kept hearing something in the living room. And so I was like, what is that? And I'm like, okay, I don't hear anything. So I put them back in. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, something is rustling. So I'd be like, what the fuck is it? And I like peek out there. I don't see nothing. So when my stream ends 2 hours and 15 minutes later, I go out there and he has the entire contents of my backpack are just like strewn across the whole living room, like receipts, hair ties, clips, band-aids, some of the little plastic babies I used to hide in Ashwin's house. And it's
why did he get in there?
Because I had like 3 dog treats in one pocket on the bottom of the backpack on the inside. And it was like, I picked up my backpack and it was like wet on the inside. I don't like it smelled like the inside of his mouth. And he was just sitting there looking at me like, figured out your puzzle, bitch.
You want to play another game? Hide him again. Look at him. Oh, Archie, man.
He's so good.
He's a good dog. He's a real good dog. So how was your week? How's your weekend been so far?
My week was good. Last weekend was great. Last weekend, Friday is when the new Zelda game came out. So that was a pretty big day. Had the Nintendorks over.
Yeah.
And then also Sandra, Steven, and Aubrey came over as well because I made some soup. And we did a little make your own grilled cheese station.
Oh, cool.
Which was genius. We all got to like try each other's grilled cheeses.
And how did you grill them? I know we talked about this.
I have a grill pan for my stove.
You grill pan? You didn't try the Foreman?
I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it.
Oh, me too.
I hadn't used it in 7 years.
And yeah, so you just reach an age.
Yeah. You reach an age where you learn how to cook food for real and you don't need
a clamp press like you own a McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're like really into paninis.
But then you get a panini press.
Pretty much the same thing.
I'm sure they are.
So yeah, that was awesome. We played the game. And then I kicked everyone out at 12:15. I told them like a 1 a.m. curfew because I had a big day on Saturday, and at 12:15, I'm like passing out on the couch. I was like, never mind, it's now.
How many people were still there when you started kicking people out?
3 other people were there.
Oh, okay.
It was Jordy, Ashvin, and Chris.
I feel like your friends are even at your age, are still a very crashy group. I'm just gonna stay here tonight, and yeah, I've been past that age for some time. Well,
we know because you used to have to like use a crank to start your car when you were in middle school and working at the factory.
I did, for some reason, my first car came up in conversation the other day, and for those, I don't think I mentioned it, but my first car was a 1981 Honda Prelude. And yeah, I went back and looked at him. Not a bad looking vehicle.
No,
wasn't bad. It was
no,
very of the time.
Well, you know what? I feel like a lot of cars back then looked good, and then like now there's like the Scions, the Cubes, the Aztecs of the world, the Jukes,
where they
people
just
getting experimental.
A lot of these Toyota, like the MHR, they have a lot of 2-letter dash other letters, and like the MH-R and the CR. Well, the CRV. Yeah, it's Lexus is the worst about it.
There was 4 cars.
Yeah, every maker had 4 cars: a fucking compact, a midsize, a big sedan, and then a truck.
Yeah.
Because really, even SUVs, other than the Suburban, were not a thing. And the only people that had Suburbans, the only people that had Suburbans were fucking farmers. They're like, I got to take my kids and my cows to school. So fucking Hannah's got 4-H. So I need a big truck that can house a bunch of people.
Cousin Barney had a Suburban. I remember that. That was the first time I'd ever been in one.
The Lawrences had one, a big black and silver one. I remember they were our neighbors across the street. Mm-hmm. And that thing was looking back on it was fucking enormous.
Yeah.
Man.
What was I gonna say though?
I will say this, since we're talking about old cars, and even with my Tesla, I will still say that my favorite car I've ever owned is the Lincoln Mark 8.
Yeah.
And I wish if they made a Mark 9, I would be on that wait list.
Mark died.
Well, if they make
Mark's dead. He didn't make it to 9.
Then bring on the Steve 1. Whoever's making Lincolns. I want another fucking big ass coupe.
He's like, oh, all right, I have a great idea. You guys know the Juke? You remember the Juke?
This one's called the spin move.
But it doesn't spin, nor does it steer really.
No, it's on a rail. By the way, we need to build rails.
Speaking of which, rails is how I thought of this idea. So anyway, it has no doors.
Also, we should buy a van. Also, we should all buy a van. I don't know why we're in an office. We work at a car company. We should all do this in a van, do coke, rob liquor stores, design cars. Hello?
I'm the next Elon Minsk. Yeah.
So that was your Friday with the Nintendo and the Zelda, but you didn't get the game. That wasn't your copy. You didn't get your game until Saturday. Am I correct?
Yes, I didn't. I pre-ordered it in March, like an adult, and I had it shipped to my house because I didn't want to go stand in line at GameStop. I don't know if you've ever. I think we talked about this before, but like being a female, going to GameStop, not fun. So.
Or even a male that doesn't smell weird.
Yeah. So yeah, my copy arrived on Saturday, which I was bummed about because my whole Saturday was really jam-packed. It was the bougiest Saturday of my life. What are you doing?
I have a story about what we were just talking about, so I was just letting you speak while I looked it up.
Oh, okay. I was like, are you texting Zach right now? It can wait. So Saturday, our friend Sandra rented a yacht, which is like a 12-person boat.
Yeah.
From Marina Del Rey, and took it out on the water for 4 hours out on the Pacific for her boyfriend's 40th birthday. And it was awesome. It was so cool.
It looked, you were sending Mom and Dad and I a lot of videos.
Mom and Dad wanted a lot of videos.
And that's fine. I'm not complaining about them. I was just saying to the viewers and the listeners why I knew about such things.
Oh, yes.
But no, it looked amazing. The spread. How many times did you eat?
I ate one time.
But I thought, and then there was, but then I guess after the yacht, and we'll get to that, you went to another dinner, right?
Yes.
All right. But the yacht was 4 hours.
Yeah, it was a 4-hour tour.
So you get on, and unfortunately, it was a fairly cloudy day, if I remember correctly.
It was chilly, but that didn't matter to me. It was great. No. You could still feel like the UV rays.
It was like a nice San Francisco yacht day.
It was awesome. I got to sit out on the front with some blankets and
marshmallows and hot cocos.
The captain of the boat, Captain Paul, he was an interesting fella.
Most sailors are.
Yeah, he had real Jimmy Buffett vibes.
Okay,
like real parrot head vibes. He like docked us right next to where the seals hang out, and we were like, "It stinks over here, man."
So it turns out seals are they smell bad.
Oh my God, they're so disgusting. It smells like 18 different kinds of horrible pussy.
Fucking Jesus.
I mean,
hi, Mom.
It was gross. And then yeah, he was going through the rules for the boat, and he was like, and also clothes are optional. And we were like,
womp womp.
Cool. And then he kept hitting on Aubrey, and we just left her alone because that's usually her thing. It's older guys with boats.
Guys with boats, guys with felonies.
And then like halfway through the ride, she was like, "You guys need to save me from that motherfucker." And we were like, "Why? That's like, this is your thing. You love stuff like this." She was like, "Not this one. Not this one." So yeah, did that. And then I like, as soon as I got home from yacht day, I had to come home and shower and get ready to go to a dinner over at my friend Nathan's house. And there was a chef and like a server and cocktail hour and past hors d'oeuvres. And
you were like goddamn Beyonce on Saturday. Fucking I gotta go a yacht early in the afternoon, and then I have a dinner. It's a private dinner at Steve's. Speaking of Beyonce and Jay-Z, did you see they just bought the most expensive piece of property ever in America? They bought a place in Malibu for a cool 200 million.
Huh.
Which
good and for them. They deserve it.
They got a deal that was like 295 is what they wanted. But anywho, so
no, yeah, it was great. It was the private chef from a restaurant here in LA called Mozza, which is a pizza and pasta joint, and he made, there was like oysters and shrimp toast and a salad, and then
so it was like a full-on real deal.
And like, yeah.
When you said private dinner, I just figured someone had a friend who had a fucking sous vide machine or something.
No, like I walked in and there was like 3 chefs cooking in his kitchen. And then a server who was like, "What can I get you? Can I take your Coke? Can I take your bag?"
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Super bougie.
Super bougie.
How big was this house?
The waiter even went out. Huh?
How big was this house where there were 3 cooks in the kitchen?
It's a really nice house.
Also, isn't that too many cooks?
No.
Okay.
It was 2 cooks and a server, I guess, but it was 3 dudes in the kitchen. And yeah, it was amazing. And then we are foul, disgusting little creatures and kept hitting on the chef. So.
Oh, yeah. I hate it when the captain keeps hitting on us, but also we kept hitting on the server.
Listen.
So.
It wasn't the server. It was the chef.
Oh, okay.
And then my friend asked him, they were like, "Do you get
also
this a
known
lot?"
as the captain of the kitchen?
Yeah. Yeah. Kitchen didn't smell like 18 kinds of pussy, usually.
I mean, if it's a seafood joint, maybe.
Maybe. Captain D's for sure. But someone at the table asked him, like, "Hey, what do you get this a lot?" And he was like, "Yeah, every time pretty much this happens." We were like, "Oh, okay." So we don't feel so bad. But it was amazing. It was super fun.
What a tough job for that guy. I'm gonna go cook food at someone's house and get hit on all the time. This fucking deal.
And then the next day I was like, so I came home, got my Zelda game in the mail, and I tried to play it, but I was hammered. And I was like, as soon as the screen came up, and I was like, nope. And then I went to bed, I passed out, and then I woke up the next day, played Zelda for most of the day, and then really outdid myself. Fell asleep on my couch at 7:15 p.m. and woke up the next morning at 6 a.m. when my alarm went off.
That's insane to me.
I was tuckered out from Friday and Saturday.
I would say so. That's almost not even going to sleep. That is almost hibernation.
I was asleep before the sun was down.
Yeah. Like an old person. And you say I'm old.
Awesome. It was awesome. Have you ever tried it? It rules.
I don't think I've ever slept other than when I was, on heavy narcotics from 7:15 at night to 6 a.m.
Really?
I don't think
I can do it pretty regularly.
Wow. No.
Maybe I'm dying.
So speaking of your game,
I can't wait to play it as soon as we're done here.
So there were lines out the door for the pre-order, lines around the block. It made the news. Well, where was this? Hold on, I'm sorry. I read the story. Anyway, an entire GameStop store walked out the day before the release because I guess GameStop does not treat their employees well. Maybe
Not surprised,
maybe
because their
GameStop
employees don't treat anybody well.
maybe GameStop is the reason they smell so bad.
Could be. Maybe they're like, you have to wear ode to GameStop. When you put on that black polo, you better spritz down, homeboy.
And if you've showered in the last 3 days, don't even bother showing up. Anyway, yeah. They ended up trying to see where this was. Oh, it was in Michigan. They left a sign on the door. It said, unfortunately, due to poor working conditions, the staff of the Brighton GameStop have decided to resign effective immediately.
Wow.
Management, which is misspelled, is spelled mangement, which I believe is how you manage your dog's mange. Management overworks, underpays, and underappreciates its frontline workers, sets unrealistic expectations, and constantly threatens termination for any employee that cannot exceed them. To all of our loyal guests, we are terribly sorry for this inconvenience. We appreciate every one of you and your continued business, but I literally cannot pay my rent. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, please forward to them, blah, 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 blah. And they walked out, and there were people coming to get fucking Zelda. And they're like, oh, fucking Steve quit. And but it comes out, it turned out they had people there within 3 hours to open the store.
The fucking GameStop reserves.
Yeah,
like, I mean, oh, looks like I'm active, babe. I'm going in. 4 years of dormancy.
There was some kid who was like, oh, I got off fucking Zelda Day. Thank God. And then they're like, you got to go to the other store. They all quit. And they're like, why? And they're like, you'll see. Christ.
Oh, man. I mean, talk about a good day to do it. I mean, there's never really.
I mean, if you're going to fuck a company over, do it on a big day like that.
Yeah. Man, the game is so fucking fun.
Is it?
Oh.
I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 over again, but I'm playing it on the next generation. And it's, I think I've said this before. It's like one of the most visually stunning games ever. Mm-hmm. And, but I was telling my girl about how I was like, oh, I was out hunting and fishing. And she was like, you are so old in a game where you're supposed to rob and murder. You're out hunting and fishing. I'm like, first off, I rob, I murder, but I also provide. All right. Cause there's a camp and who's going to feed the camp? Those people revere me. Why? Because I bring them food.
You know what they say? Teach a man to fish. He murders for a day.
But also, you don't want to know about my business. Never asked me about my business. Now it's like
Tony and Carmela Soprano.
Yeah. What if the law comes around? You don't need to know about the murdering. Where was your husband? He was fucking out fishing, as far as I know.
I will say Breath of the Wild was like number one visually stunning game for me until this one.
Yeah. I'm sure.
It's so awesome. It's the same map as the first one, but they take it to the skies and underneath. There's like chasms and mines and caves and wells.
Oh, wow.
And then there's like floating sky islands, and then like they're pretty easy to get up to as well, because there's like these runes that you have that are your special skills, and one of them is recall, and like you can make anything reverse its action of what it had just done. So there's these chunks that fall from the sky of like rock that land, and you can go jump on them and recall and shoot back up to the sky islands. It's pretty cool.
I shot a bear.
You do hunt in this game too. You have to hunt and cook food and survive. There's fishing. But by fishing, you have to jump in the water and just grab it.
Oh no, I got a reel. I'm out there just I got a blunt going. It's pretty great. I mean, not my character, just me playing the game. But,
Oh yeah, no, of course. It's man, do we love video games?
They're pretty great, especially
Yeah,
now. They're so dense. There's so much going on.
there's so much going on.
Like
I'm blooding.
you're going to do a mission, and then all of a sudden there's a guy on the side of the road going, "I'm caught in a bear trap," and now you got to help that guy out.
Oh my god, there's this guy in my game who's trying to put these signs up, but he doesn't know how to build. I know how to build. So I have to like help attach things to these signs, and every sign is different. And then in exchange, he gives me rupees and jewels.
Nice.
Mm.
I shot
Pretty
a bear.
sick.
Anyhow,
I'm working on murdering a sky lizard right now. It's one of the first big bosses I've had to face, and I got it down to half power earlier, but I needed to take a break because I kept dying. It's pretty hard.
what was the first game you remember playing as a kid?
Sonic, when you first got the Genesis, or maybe did you get the Genesis or the Game Gear first?
Probably the Genesis.
Okay, then Sonic on the Genesis.
Yeah, those were big times.
Mm-hmm.
The Genesis days, the going to rent video games days.
Yes, I didn't really know how to play the Genesis, so I didn't do it for a lot until you were like sick of it.
Yeah.
But I remember the Game Gear very vividly, like Tetris and that putt game that was on there.
And there was a really cool, like, just like regular, like run and jump and shoot things game. And I can't remember what it was called.
I never played that one. It was probably too intimidating for me.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, blocks and putt. That's more my speed.
I still wish they'd redo Jet Moto, like for
Dude,
the next gen.
I keep going on tangents about that because it's like on the PS Plus store and it's like the emulator for all the old systems. And it's like, why the fuck is Jet Moto not on there? It's the first game that came with the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Got to be a licensing issue of some sort.
It has to be because 64 has Wave Runner or Wave Race on it, and I've tried to play that, and it's not the same.
But they also should just remaster it and maybe redo it again. I mean, fuck,
so
they
great.
made Night Court again. Why can't they redo Jet Moto? And I also want Burnout Revenge redone.
Oh, yes.
Because he redid Burnout Paradise. And I'm like, and of the two, that's the one you're going to do?
I have Paradise and it is fun, but nothing is like Burnout Revenge.
No, that game was
especially
so
the soundtrack. My little pop punk heart fucking knew every word to that whole.
It was also soundtrack. So just like it gave you all kinds of rewards after like everything was just like.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You hit 97 million bonuses. You hit the 97 million bonus.
You got the bonus. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and then and I remember you could like, you had the parts where you would like try to cause like the biggest wreck.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
that was always fun.
I missed that game. I really missed that game.
If any game developers are watching this.
Yeah, of the 1,200 downloads we get a week.
Hey, there could be one in there.
There absolutely could be. Or just a guy that knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, put that in there too.
Right. Well, I was off last week.
Were you?
I had my 1 week off. It's the week off of the spring, winter. And I tried to do as little as possible. I called it the LA turnaround on Saturday, where I did Hermosa Comedy and Magic, Comedy Store, and then improv. And
there you go.
That was a fun little run.
The old SoCal hat trick.
Yeah. And those are all great clubs. Obviously, some of the more higher echelon comedy clubs in the world. And you're like, oh, it's pretty cool that I get to do all three of them at one night. It's fun. Not a lot of people have gotten to do that. So that's pretty cool.
Cute.
But other than that, man, I did play a lot of Red Dead. got my car washed. I had these grandiose visions of I was gonna wax my car. Like I was actually gonna go buy wax, and I was gonna go out there and fucking take my shirt off and fucking play some 80s hair metal. And
gross. Your neighbors are gonna be like, could you stop doing that? The school zone.
But then I pulled up so I was like, I'm gonna go get the car washed, and then I'm gonna go to AutoZone and get the wax, and then I'm gonna go wax my car. And I pulled up and I was like, I'll do the hand wash. And he goes, we'll wax it for $30. So I was like, fucking wax my car, bro.
What about my balls?
That was an extra 65, and they did a terrible job. Mainly because they used the same
now
wax.
I have a polyp. Gross. Gross. Oh, I forgot to mention on Wednesday I went roller skating, and boy did I eat shit.
How do you eat shit as an adult? Because from the videos I saw, you looked like a very competent roller skater.
You know, I don't really know how it happened.
You get a little penisy?
I got pretty penisy.
First off, I saw you were mixing drinks in your car, like you were tailgating the roller rink. Oh,
they don't have alcohol there.
But they allow you to bring in your own juices?
No, they took it away from us. For the first time.
Yes.
They took it away from us and told us we could get it afterwards. And they were like, what's your name? And I was like, Jenny. I was like, totally threw her under the bus. And then she was like, you have to go get it. She's like, you're going to be so mad if you leave those drinks here. I'm like, I really don't think I will be. And Jenny went in there. I was like, thanks for going into the principal's office for me.
Jesus Christ. That is the most high school story you've ever told. And that includes stories you've told about when you were in high school.
I know. Oh, God. It was like a reflex.
But at least now you think it's funny. Like if that shit would have happened, when that shit happened when you were 16, you're like, I'm so sorry. Now you're like, I lost $16 worth of vodka.
Yeah, right.
Also, I don't work at a roller rink. Fuck you.
Exactly. I got a little penisy. I think my wheels clipped each other.
Okay.
Because I was doing S's with my skates like this, and my wheels clipped each other, and I went from standing up to being on the ground real quick. I hit my knee real hard, and the palm of my hand and my chin. Like my face bounced off the hardwood. So badly that like the roller rink referee had to come up next to me and go, okay, now here's how you get up. As if I fell so hard it looked like it was my first time. Pretty tender. Shit. I'm a little tender. Yeah. The knee is the worst because it hit the first. And then we left pretty soon after that.
Was it one of those things that as you went and did the laps afterwards, people were looking at you?
No, because a lot of people fall down. It's a very humbling sport.
Yeah.
Because when you fall hard, and everyone falls.
And also, I would assume 90% of the people at a roller rink at any given night are there for the first time they've been there in 20 years.
I was there on Disco Pride night, so there's a lot of people who were pretty good.
Yeah.
And so when I slammed, everyone around me goes, "Oh!" But then you also do that when you see someone else fall. So
yeah, no, it's a natural reaction.
Yeah. But I hopped back up. I was all good. Starting to get better at backwards skating.
Oh, good. I see that. I won't even attempt that shit. If you see me backwards skating, I've lost all control and I'm holding on for dear life.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at forward skating, so I want to learn how to go backwards, and then I want to learn how to like change up.
Oh, okay. Why are you thinking about going pro?
I don't know.
Weren't you thinking about doing roller derby for a hot second? Was that you?
No. I wanted to like a decade ago, and I talked to a roller derby chick that I met at the Cat and Fiddle. It was like these two girls who did roller derby, and they were like, how much do you like your collarbone being in one piece? And I was like, too much. So that was all I needed to hear.
Yeah. It's
because that's a break that you can't like wear a cast for. That's just
no, that just happens.
It just happens, and then you hope it goes back into alignment.
No,
Yeah,
good on
it
that.
doesn't sound good for me. I don't want to beat other girls up on the rink. I just want to dance.
You're a lover, not a fighter.
Exactly.
I love that. Oh man. Yeah, I'm in Tampa. As we said earlier, and man, this Hilton Garden Inn is about as Florida of a Hilton Garden Inn. You know how the Florida hotels, like you walk in and it's still moist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it's
got
so
that.
humid. It's
Yeah,
just got that thickness in the air.
Man, and is it right on time? Because I was hoping I got here a little early. Like maybe it'd still be cool. And it rained a little bit, so it tapered off, but I walked to get coffee and it was just like, oh, and like last night after the shows, because they make me sell my merch outside.
Ugh.
So I come in already like adrenaline going, and then outside, and you're just like, hey, you want me to take a picture with you?
Get in here.
Get in. You just get back to the room and just like your pants are like,
oh, that's so disgusting. I hate that feeling. It's been pretty humid here for Los Angeles humidity. It's been like hovering around 70% humidity every day for the last like 2 weeks.
You know, there's something about the Midwest humidity. It's still thick, but I don't know. It's nothing like the Florida humidity.
No, nothing is worse than Florida anything.
That's fair. That's 100% fair.
Yeah.
Anywho, but yeah, so the shows last night were great. We'll
Good.
see. Although I was exhausted, I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. The days where I can just fly in and do 2 shows, as I was saying earlier, where they're quickly fading.
Well, so are your years left on this earth.
That's fair. But you know what? I'm having a good time and I've led a good life. So
I'm gonna get real weird with it.
No more pants. I've decided. No matter what.
Just Winnie the Pooh in it.
Unless it's a rule, I'm not doing it. We're gonna see how American Airlines feels about pants.
Probably pretty sternly.
So you know, a lot of Americans, a lot of people in the world are you know, have been exposed to trauma. They've experienced trauma in their lives, and it affects how they live.
Yes.
And this phenomenon apparently has reached over to Wales, because there are orcas
in England or in the sea.
The mammal. Orcas keep attacking sailboats in Morocco. As a matter of fact, they've sank 3 of them. And they believe scientists.
What's a magician move?
Drama. Just, you know,
I love it.
We're visual
let's
now.
Work some more flourishes in.
I don't know. The transitions I put in these fucking things are fucking hilarious to me. Like especially the one from the intro into the beginning of the pod. Like I always just pick a new one. And like it's one time it was like the cube, and this last episode was the one where it just rips off the fucking logo and then we're there. Like so yeah.
Fun with editing.
You know.
Star wipe.
There's 100% been a star wipe. I think it's in the first video one, but I'm not sure.
iMovie doesn't have star wipe.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Oh, well,
my favorite Simpsons joke. It's when Homer's helping Mel Gibson edit that movie.
Star wipe.
It's star wipe, and then star wipe. Homer, there's other transitions besides star wipe. Star wipe.
But yeah, scientists they think that a traumatized orca is communicating with other orcas and getting them to gang up on fucking sailboats. like fucking J-Lo in Enough.
Great film.
Did you
I love
actually
that
see
movie.
it? Is it a
I
good
saw it. I
movie?
saw it in the theaters. I mean,
Really?
I haven't seen it since I was probably 12, 13, but I bet it holds up. I I bet she has enough.
It's that movie where, you know, she's had enough.
What's it called?
Too much.
Quit it.
Hey, stop it. It's called Hey, Stop It.
Cut it out. Look at this guy just looking out the window. Regal motherfucker.
Man, I think I have a good life. And then I look at Otto and I'm like, fucking someone else picking up your dukes. Pretty great.
Yeah, I spent $100 at the dog food store just for him today.
Jesus.
Couldn't even get myself any bones.
Womp womp. You need them too. Your breath stinks.
Not anymore. I got my teeth cleaned.
Oh man.
Oh wow. My turn?
Yeah.
My turn.
My turn.
So I've been sitting on this story for a while, but we always talk for so long that I never get a chance to tell it. There was a recall of 2.2 million sledgehammers made by DeWalt because the heads kept detaching and hitting people in the face. Stanley Black & Decker, sold under the DeWalt, Stanley and Craftsman brand names, said it received 192 reports of the sledgehammer detaching and 2 reports of faulty sledgehammers causing injuries to the head and face. Can you imagine?
They were like, a lot of them we could barely hear through the laughter. Fucking hold on.
I'm surprised they even got 2 calls. If I got hit in the face with a sledgehammer, I'm like, you're telling no one. You tell nobody this happened.
Stop calling me Peter Gabriel.
Sledgehammer. Bing, bing. Sledgehammer. That was the number 1 song the day I was born.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
That album is so fucking great. That's
Is it?
So album. As a matter of fact, I'm probably gonna listen to that later.
Yeah, so the recalled 25 various models are impacted by this recall. So many. They weigh between 2 pounds and 12 pounds and range between 14 and 36 inches in length.
So all of them.
Pretty much. If you recently bought a DeWalt sledgehammer, fucking don't use it unless you hand it to someone that you don't really like that much.
And then don't give them away as gifts to people you fucking hate.
Also, they were sold at retailers nationwide and online from November 2013 through November 2022. So if in the last decade you bought a sledgehammer from Stanley, from any of these major brands, fucking, I would put an extra thing of glue around the hole.
Yeah. Fucking, you bought that open-ended model. This sledgehammer's got a little rattle to it.
See what on the inside.
Hey, watch it real close as I swing it. Have you seen the viral the video of the security guard at the Taylor Swift show just losing his fucking mind, singing just fucking every single word?
No, but I've seen a lot of those videos because for some reason it got into my Twitter algorithm that I liked watching Taylor Swift concert footage.
Yeah.
And when she started going on tour, I was like, my feed was inundated with videos. And so I've seen the woman security guard who got a job as a security guard just to be at the Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
Losing her mind. I've seen people.
This story is about a guy that did that.
Really?
He is an accountant and his name's Davis Perigo or Perigo. And he's a full-time accountant, and like a lot of people, couldn't get tickets to the Taylor Swift concert. So he went and got a job at the Nissan Stadium in Nashville for the whole season just to do this, just to be at the show and not look at it. And he said at one point, Taylor Swift security came up to him and was like, "Hey, bro, you need to tone it the fuck down."
Yikes.
Yeah.
They're also there's some those Swifties are a vicious breed. There's a guy who was just kind of put on trial by them on social media because he was at a Taylor Swift concert with his daughter and his wife, got them tickets for Christmas, I believe. And he was caught Googling on his phone, how long do Taylor Swift concerts last? And he was basically roasted online by all these Swifties who were like, how dare you not look up how long a Taylor Swift and blah, blah, blah. So
can you say that again a little? Can you say that again a little less? I don't know how you said, but the mic literally cut all of it out.
Oh, how dare you? You should edit this over what I was just saying. How dare you not look up how long a Taylor Swift concert is? Don't you know how hard these tickets are to find?
Enjoy every minute,
her
you
time.
piece of
Yeah,
shit.
enjoy every minute, you fucking asshole.
God damn it.
I would fucking I Google how long every concert is when I'm there.
100%.
I want to know what I'm in for.
Yeah. And also,
plan
how
my
about
night?
how about thanks, Dad, for spending $8,000 on tickets?
I don't think it was his family that was going after him. It was other people.
But no, but also like the other people should be thanking these people's dad for spending this kind of money. And also going. He's probably not a fan.
Yeah, probably not.
And he's like, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna fucking put a smile on my face so my daughters have a good time because they want to be here and they want me to be here. I'm sure he was like, if you want a friend to go, you're more than welcome to take a friend. And they're like, no, Dad, I want you to go. And they're like, all right.
His dad and wife was his daughter and his wife.
Yeah. Oh, well, then at that point, you have to go if you're the dad, just to be, you want to make sure they're protected and taken care of.
I'm sure he's like, they're so obsessed with this. I should go and figure out what all the hubbub's about.
Yeah. That's what Dad did with us. He finally went to the Black Crows with us. And then he was
Dad went to the Dixie Chicks with me, but he loved the Dixie Chicks though. So so this guy, he's a retired builder.
Okay.
I don't know where though.
Do you
he's
know
in the
what
UK.
he built?
No, because this is a UK story, and it's like that could mean so many things.
So there's a lot of weird OUs.
Yeah. So this man, David Lindsay, taking a nap on his sofa when his wife's scream woke him up. First of all, I would like to preface, I want to know what this guy took before he took a nap, because it sounds like the best shit ever. Because his wife was screaming, and he looked down to find that his 7-month-old bulldog puppy had been chewing on his foot, so much so that the toe had been fractured and was covered in blood.
I wonder what his dreams were. Can't get out of this mousetrap.
So the 64-year-old man, sleeping on the couch. Wife walks in, screams, "Dave, the puppy's chewing on your toe." And he said his puppy had near enough chewed his big toe off, chewed it down to the bone and cracked it. I discovered that my foot is completely numb and he can't feel anything. So they rush him to the hospital. The doctors tell him he had lost the feeling in his feet due to 2 blocked arteries in his leg. And if the blood supply had not been returned, he risked losing his leg. So this dog saved his fucking life.
He's got some sort of cardiovascular dog. He's like, hey, man, chewing off your big toe so you don't die.
Literally, the dog was like, helping you out here, buddy. And now that dog, you've got to spoil that dog.
Yeah. No, that guy.
And a little nervous, got a taste for blood.
At that point, you actually have to give the dog the toe. And then you get a prosthetic toe.
God, could you imagine every time the dog brings that bone out to chew on it? It's like, hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Remember when this was you and I saved your life? Anyway. Why isn't my bed made of gold? You piece of shit.
Oh
Well,
man.
what are you doing tonight? Are you having fun? You got big plans for your Saturday?
I do not. Last weekend was obviously a bit much for me.
Yeah.
So I did nothing. I have some writing to do for side hustle. So that is my
Okay.
plans this weekend.
Well, and should I leave that in, or should people not know about the side
No,
hustle?
that's fine.
Okay,
Side
great.
hustle is for main job.
Okay, well, great. Well, as always, you can find Andi at Andi Port on Instagram, at Andi Porter on Twitter. You can find the pod at 1 millionth pod on Instagram.
And you can find Chris on Instagram and Twitter at I am Chris Porter. And you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/bovine Joni, JOANIE.
And as always, this has been the 1 millionth podcast. Fuck you.
Come on by.
Ba da da da.
Do 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 do.
Da 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 da.
Do 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 do.
Ba da da da.
Do 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 do.
Ba da 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 da.
Do 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 do.
He doesn't get as excited anymore. I think he's tired of you.
Pretty excited.
I love you, Rue.
Oh man, I love you too, Chris. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.